Israel's borders with its Arab neighbours are some of the most heavily fortified on earth. But within Israeli society itself, there is no shortage of tension between Jews and Muslims. Arabs make up a fifth of the country's population, but as Paula Slier reports, they're not always treated equally under the law.
They treat us like Israeli citizens only when they want to convict us. Other than that, we're Arabs to them. And that's the pure racism and ethnic policy of this country.
Jamil Safori and 6 other Arabs were found guilty of attempting to murder Natan Zadeh, an Israeli Jewish terrorist who took aim at them.
It's a conviction that is hard to comprehend. Very hard that the innocent and victim is even put on trial, let alone convicted.
It was here, back in August 2005, that Zadeh, an Israeli soldier who deserted the army, used his military-issued rifle to fire at Arab passengers on a bus. He killed 4 and wounded 17 before being attacked by the crowd. They grabbed him while he was being handcuffed by police. He never made it off the bus alive. Those who were sentenced for his death think there's more to it than laws.
The Israelis use acts of power to educate us so that if such attacks happen again, no one will dare to do anything.
I compared and studied similar cases to this one in court, where Arabs from Israel committed acts against Jews and they were killed by Jews for taking the law into their hands. The Jews were never convicted and no charges were brought against them. It's clear there is a double standard in the justice courts.
A case in point, Yitzhak Dadun, an Israeli Jew who shot and killed an Arab terrorist after he murdered 8 yeshiva students while they were studying in Jerusalem in 2008.
I shot him with 2 bullets in the head. He spun around. He was teetering, and then the guy with the M16 who was hiding behind a side door finished the deal. We kept shooting at him until we emptied our magazines, and that was that.
The state didn't even open an investigation file against Dadun. The police didn't even ask him, didn't even check if the Arab was dead or not.
The scales of justice are meant to balance. In this scale, Jamil Safori, sentenced for killing a Jewish terrorist. In this scale, Yitzhak Dadun, praised for killing an Arab terrorist. But do they even out? Israeli lawyer Nitzana Darshan-Leitner feels, if anything, they tip towards Arabs being treated lighter than Jews. She feels Jamil Safori and his co-accused should have received harsher sentences.
I would say it's a disgrace. People who kill someone whose hands are tied in the back, who's not a threat anymore, it's not a political trial, it's a pure murder.
The conviction sends a message to the Arab community that our blood is cheap and they can spare our lives.
And so the verdict's out. Is there a double standard at play in Israel? Which is what the courts are meant to determine in the first place. Paula Slier, RT, Tel Aviv.